The new exotic gauntlets Triton Vice are actually really sick if you enjoy playing with glaives and if you like to rock a hunter. They dropped from the Lost Sector today at the time I'm recording this video. If you're watching this video on another day, then you'll have to wait until it's arms, of course. Their exotic perk reads Halberdier's Reach, increases glaive reload speed and melee damage when surrounded. Now obviously if you're gonna rock a glaive, you're gonna be surrounded the majority of the time, so you're gonna benefit from that reload speed and melee damage increase, and that damage increase is about a 25% increase and stacks with most things, so it's actually really nice and actually makes most glaive builds significantly stronger. The next part reads Glaive melee final blows overflow around to the magazine, making it much more efficient for not having to reload it as much. You basically want to balance out stabbing things with shooting the projectile. The last bit reads Glaive projectile final blows detonate if the glaive deals damage matching your subclass type. For this gameplay I was using a Vex caliber and using a Void subclass with of course this exotic on, and anytime I shoot a projectile you'll notice that the ad will explode and will actually kill all the nearby ads in the new dungeon. So shooting your projectiles is significantly more powerful, stabbing things is significantly more powerful, reloading is almost not necessary if you're looping this together correctly, but if you don't then it will reload extremely fast. The projectile can benefit from surge mods that stack on top of everything already, and if you wanted to use it with a different subclass you could. I was using it with solar for a little while and it actually stacked with radiant, making it extremely strong, a very powerful offensive glaive tack. I just felt that it was really hard to stay alive, so that's why I personally chose to go with a Void subclass, so that way I could get Devour to proc. And not only that, I didn't even need Devour to proc because on your Void subclass on Hunter you actually have a really cool fragment. Echo of Leeching reads melee final blows start health regeneration for you and nearby allies. You can go back and forth between using that fragment and Echo of Vigilance, which is defeat a target while your shields are depleted, grants you a temporarily void overshield. Both work really nice, and you can make an orb by using the Reaper mod on your class ability. I'd use my dodge, then the next kill would make an orb, which would then proc into Echo of Starvation, which allows me to then get Devour, so that way every time I get a kill afterwards, I would get full health immediately. I think the Devour build is probably the best, at least in this encounter when there's just so many ads overwhelming you all the time. But honestly, you have like 3 different ways to just stay at 100 HP and have an overshield at all times. Kind of just gives you complete God mode when using this. The other fragments I went with were Echo of Persistence, which gives me an increased timer to Devour, and then Echo of Reprisal gives me final blows while surrounded, also grants super energy, so that way I could get my tether back extremely fast. The 2 aspects that I was using were Trapper's Ambush and Vanishing Step. Neither of them really play into the glaive gameplay that I'm using here, because the overall loop is just stab things, shoot your projectile, and keep Devour procced 100% of the time, while also blocking to get your overshields. And honestly, the exotic just does feel pretty good. I'm not personally a big fan of glaives inside PvE, and there certainly are better exotics that you could use for different circumstances. However, I will say that if you do enjoy glaives at all, this is definitely the exotic for you, and it's kind of fun to just go around stabbing things once in a while. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed, smash the like button. See you in the next one. Later.